Evolution is the gradual process of change and development over generations, driven by natural selection, genetic variation, and environmental factors. It's the unifying principle in biology that explains the diversity of life on Earth. Now, armed with this understanding, let's embark on a fascinating journey exploring the proof of evolution etched into our very being. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Let's kick things off with a compelling piece of evidence. Third molars, or wisdom teeth, are a great example of evolutionary remains found in the human body. Our forefathers chewed more food because they had bigger jaws and lived in a different era. Our jaws shrank as our diets changed, making less space for these extra molars. As a result, impacted wisdom teeth frequently cause discomfort and other dental problems. Their existence recalls the period when these teeth were essential to our ancestors' ability to efficiently grind hard plant materials. To avoid difficulties, many people today get extractions, which emphasize how evolutionary remains continue to exist in our bodies and tell the tale of our nutritional and physical evolution. For the past 30,000 years, our brains have been getting smaller. By volume, the average brain has shrunk by roughly 10%. This is particularly unsettling because our large brains are what set us apart from other animals in terms of intelligence. We may be growing more naive. For one thing, I've always believed that eating bananas while swinging from a tree is far more foolish than anything else that people can come up with. But that may not be the case. It is believed that the safety net of contemporary society, which lessens our drive to grow more educated and independent, is the direct cause of the shrinking brain. According to a different theory, brain shrinkage may be advantageous. It indicates that our brain is reorganizing to function more quickly and efficiently. One of the most well-known examples of a vestigial organ is the appendix, often deemed so useless that it's commonly removed if infected. In the past, this organ likely played a role in processing cellulose from our plant-heavy diet. However, as our dietary habits shifted away from greenery, the appendix lost significance. Interestingly, natural selection typically favors larger organs to reduce infection risks. This implies that the appendix might stick around in our anatomy longer than seemingly less important structures like our little toe. A recent theory even suggests that the appendix serves as a storage site for beneficial bacteria. It's a fascinating reminder of our evolutionary journey and the nuanced role these structures play in our bodies. The human ear possesses vestigial muscles that trace back to our animal ancestry. These muscles, known as the extrinsic ear muscles or auricular muscles, were once crucial for our ancestors who could move their ears independently, like many animals do today. However, in humans, these muscles have lost much of their functionality. While some individuals can still slightly move their ears, these actions serve little purpose in terms of survival or daily life. The presence of these vestigial ear muscles stands as a subtle reminder of our shared evolutionary history with other species and the adaptations that have shaped our anatomy. This one, located at the exact tail end of the human spine, is most commonly referred to as the tailbone. This is what we know to be the remains of a lost tail. There is a tail-like structure that is truly visible in between various stages of human embryogenesis and is eventually consumed. That's a really strange fact. Imagine if we could watch evolution in action, if we could set up a monitor to show us the stages of embryo creation. According to some scientists, there is a microcosmic analogy between evolution and embryogenesis. We still use the coccyx as a support structure when we sit, so it's not entirely useless at this point. Goosebumps, also known scientifically as piloerection, are a natural response that stems from our origins. When we experience fear or cold, tiny muscles at the base of our hair follicles tighten, causing our hair to stand on edge. An animal's response, known as piloerection, creates a fluffy coating to trap heat or give the appearance that the animal is larger when it feels threatened. It is a remnant of our shared history, and because humans have less body hair, it works less well on them. Although they can be a minor annoyance, goosebumps represent evidence of adaptive traits that were crucial to human survival in the past. The nictitating membrane, an additional eyelid that swoops across the inside corner of the eye and is semi-transparent, is seen on many mammals, as well as several birds, reptiles, and sharks. This additional eyelid usually keeps the cornea moist and shields the eye from scratches and other objects. However, in humans and the majority of other primates, the third eyelid has been reduced to an insignificant fatty fold in the corner of the eye. This may have occurred because we evolved to require less protection around our eyes since we use our hands to collect food rather than our mouths to fight wildlife and dig in fields. A thin, superficial band called the palmaris longus tendon runs across the forearm and is frequently utilized in medical exams to measure wrist strength and function. Amazingly, this muscle in the human anatomy varies so much. Only 14% of individuals do not have the palmaris longus, demonstrating that it is a vestige structure. This tendon most likely assisted us in climbing and hanging from trees during our evolutionary history. Its diminishing importance today is demonstrated by the fact that a large proportion of the population lacks it or uses it to a lesser extent, underscoring the continuous modifications to human anatomy brought about by the processes of evolution. Before 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, all people had brown eyes. Then, a genetic mutation created a new eye color. Even while blue eyes don't seem to have any evolutionary advantages, they have remained common. Currently, 1 in 6 Americans is born with blue eyes. That represents a decline from the over 50% of Americans with blue eyes who were born at the turn of the 20th century. Researchers hypothesize that because fewer people today marry within their ethnic group than they did a century ago, the recessive characteristic of blue eyes is less likely to be passed down. The hike sound that characterizes hiccups, also known as singultus, is caused by involuntary spasms of the diaphragm muscle, followed by abrupt closure of the vocal cords. Though usually benign, hiccups have a mysterious cause. From an evolutionary perspective, they might be a rudimentary reaction that we acquired from our aquatic ancestors. This hiccup mechanism may have developed to help evacuate swallowed water and prevent drowning because the diaphragm is crucial for breathing. Even in modern times, hiccups remain an interesting but generally harmless phenomenon that can be periodically brought on by several things, including eating too rapidly, experiencing abrupt excitement, or irritating the diaphragm. And there you have it, folks, a journey through the proof of evolution that you can find right on your body. If you enjoyed this exploration of evolution, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with fellow science enthusiasts. Subscribe for more mind-blowing content, and let us know in the comments which aspect of evolution fascinates you the most. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of our world.